Hello and welcome to Deadline Horror News live for the week of September 29th, 2021. I'm Josh and I'm joined here with Donnie.
Hey.
And Will and the Professor Smoke could not be with us this week. They're on assignment and got other things going on, so they will not be joining us today. But we are from the All-American Spookshow Horror Podcast. And of course, as always, we want to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel and click on the bell down below there to be notified when we upload new videos here on YouTube. We want you to become a supporter of the Spook Show by going over to patreon.com/AA Spook Show and sign up to become a patron. We have levels starting at $1, $3, all the way up to the crazy $1,000 Spook Show Insanity level, which you just need to go over there and see for yourself. We just hope for a mysterious benefactor one day to help us out on that one.
Yeah, man.
But anyways, yeah, the popular segment over there, the main attraction on our Patreon is every Tuesday we have a new video minisode, and on that we have the Library of the Professor, where Professor Smoke will take a curated selection from his personal collection. I mean, he's got VHS, laser discs, DVDs, books, comics, masks, all kinds of horror-related items, and non-horror-related, whatever he decides to grab a hold of and talk about. That's his little, soapbox, so to speak, to kind of, we give him that time to kind of talk about it, review it. So it's always a fun time to be had. That can only be seen over at patreon.com/AA Spook Show. Of course, we want to remind you of all the normal places you can find us. Donnie, if you can throw that back up with the.
Oh, yeah.
It's got all the Twitter. That's at AA Spook Show. Of course, like we just discussed on Patreon. We've got our Instagram page, our Slacker page. Of course, right here on our YouTube. You can find all this stuff by searching for All-American Spookshow Horror Podcast. You go on Google and just put that in. You're going to find all of these things. But we do have the link tree down below, or it will be there at some point. We'll have that down in the show notes. And like we said, every Tuesday, Patreon. And at least throughout the month of October, we started last week and we're doing it again tonight, obviously. And probably at least in the month of October, we're going to be doing the Deadline Horror News live on Wednesday nights. But if you can't join us live on Wednesday nights, they'll always be here right here on the YouTube channel on Thursdays. So you can count on that. Our next, or our current podcast episode that is out right now is episode 75. And that's our latest movie review of the Shudder exclusive film Caveat from 2020, which it's a 2020 film. It was made in 2020, but it actually came out. It was released I think back in June on Shudder here in the United States. So that's the place you can go check that out. But we want you to go watch the movie first because we will spoil it.
Yeah, definitely.
So go check that out on Shudder and then come back and listen to episode 75. That is out now. It just came out this Monday evening. So that can be found. And of course, our next episode is episode 76. And that is our first annual Spook Show Horror, Spook Show Horror, the Spook Show Awards. I'll twist it up. The 2021 first annual Spook Show Awards. That comes out next Monday, October 4th at 6 p.m. East. Unless you're a patron at the $5 level, you may be listening to it a day or more early. That just all depends on whether there's any technical difficulties. We actually had some this past week, but yeah, if you're a patron over there, you'll be listening to it early. Now, this Spook Show Awards, we actually did it, and it's here. It already lives on our YouTube channel here. So if you want to check that out, it is available now right here on the channel. Because we did a live stream when we were recording that episode, just to kind of experiment with live streaming and whatnot. So it is out there already. But if you don't feel like sitting on YouTube and listening to it that way, come back next Monday, on the regular podcast feed, Monday, October 4th at 6 p.m. East. It will be there waiting for you. So I guess without any further ado, Donnie, I'll toss it over to you for the latest deadlines and horror news.
Yeah, this was actually pretty interesting. I'm a data analyst when we're not doing these these horror movies because we're not this isn't our job yet. But no, there was a scientific study that was done, and it's actually a UK-based study. It's from the Science of Scare. Basically, what they did is they did they took about 250 people, and they made it. Well, I say made them. They had them watch 40 of these scariest movies, according to a subreddit. There's a subreddit r/horror. But they hooked them up to heart monitors, and this is basically what they came up with. So, and how this worked was the study that was conducted under the supervision of medical and research professionals, but basically the scariest movie based on the data was Host. So basically the top 10 was Host, Sinister, Insidious, The Conjuring, Hereditary, Terrified, It Follows, A Quiet Place 2, Paranormal Activity, and The Conjuring 2. You can check it out on screen there. They had basically the resting heart rate was 64 beats per minute, and then during the movie, I believe it was the average was for Host was 88 beats per minute, and then they had whatever the difference is, but apparently they ranked the top 10 based on the difference and the highest spike. I really don't know how they acquired all this data, but anyway. Yeah, that's if you want to check them out. They're UK based, and it's called the Science of Scare Project.
It looks like about the oldest movie on that list that I see there is Paranormal Activity. So did they?
Yeah.
Was it just a certain time period of movie that they were going for, like something in the last 10, 15 years, or was it?
No, there was no. The oldest movie that I saw in there was The Exorcist. But that ranked rather low based on, you think about today's standards of horror and, jump scares, and, you really didn't have that then. It was just more of like, suspense building up. But yeah, that was, I thought that was pretty interesting. Have you seen Host?
Yeah, I have. I think that was another Shudder exclusive, just talking about that. I think it was. Could be wrong, but either way, I did watch that like a few months back, maybe earlier this year, something like that. Now, the interesting thing about that one was that it was filmed pretty much, I think, entirely over Zoom during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So, if I'm thinking of the right movie,
you're thinking it was. From what I understand, it was filmed entirely in Zoom conferences. Or Zoom conference calls,
like during the pandemic, like during the height of the pandemic, when everybody was still kind of locked down and everything. I could see. Maybe that's not for me the scariest movie I've ever seen, but I could see where there were a lot of jump scares and intense stuff in that one, because it's kind of like it's got you on the edge of your seat, like looking in the background, like even just like watching what we're doing right now, or like your windows and stuff back there. There might be something in the window or something coming up those stairs behind you. So you're just like, waiting for something to happen. But it was pretty interesting.
Well, this place is scary enough.
Yeah.
But like we just had one of our, friend of the show, Hero Movie Podcast, came on and said Unfriended did it better.
Yeah.
Which, have you seen that?
I don't think I did.
I have.
I remember it being a thing, but I don't think I did. And if I did, I just forgot about it.
Yeah, I did actually. I saw Unfriended, and I don't know if I'd probably have to compare the two. Maybe that's something we could do on maybe a future episode, is kind of do a comparison of similar plotted movies, and just kind of compare. Maybe we could do that a little later on down the line.
Yeah, that could be a spook show spotlight type deal, or something, whatever.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the next headline, Netflix and Chill. I'm sorry, Netflix and Chill. Netflix has their Netflix and Chills. Well, Prime Video has a dedicated horror portal of their own. Um, they're going to include. Actually, it's already available now. Um, and it has some Amazon original movies along with Will's favorite Suspiria, The Lighthouse, The Collector. There's Ju-On, our favorite, The Monster Squad. Um, there's also The Fog, House of a Thousand Corpses, 30 Days of Night. Basically, well, everything that you see on the screen here. Plus, there's a ton more. I mean, you're thinking Amazon Prime, it's quite the selection.
Yeah, Prime Video has a lot of good horror movies on there, but the problem I have with that, I guess their app or their website or however, it's kind of clunky to find stuff, and they kind of mix it up. I know there's certain settings you could probably do, but they kind of mix up like the Prime Video stuff that you can watch if you're a Prime member with the stuff that you have to rent. So you have to shuffle through it, and like it's a little clunky to find stuff. But once you find stuff, though, there is a lot of horror movies on Prime Video for sure. A lot of good stuff.
And you alluded to it. It's quite the. It's frustrating because you'll see, okay, well, this is a thread I can run through, and
you have to go down the rabbit hole there, because like here's one movie I like called like say The Fog, and then down below it'll say, well, if you like The Fog, here's some other stuff, and now you're like, oh, that's good, and then you hit that, and then you got more and more and more, like instead of like just one place where you can just see it all, you don't have to search and you don't have to go down the rabbit hole. Boom, just put it right here, so I can say, okay, bam, I like that.
This is a little, and I used to do this with Netflix myself. I used to go on the Netflix website and then add stuff to my list because it was easier to navigate on the website than it was on the TV. So, yeah.
I think I saw just recently that apparently Netflix is taking off the list. Like, how you make your own list and then you can go on the website and actually like, oh, well, I want to put this movie on top, and this movie, I think they're doing away with that. Like, they don't have that anymore, or at least coming soon, they won't have it. So,
yeah, but you'll still have your list, won't you? Or you just...
I believe so. There'll just be a list. It's just you won't be able to order the list, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't order the list anyway. I just go through and be just like, why did I add this?
First world problems, right?
Yeah, that's what we do.
The movie I want to
watch. Dude, honestly, and why, like, even though you have stuff listed in your list, why does it take so long to find like still find something? You're just like,
I know I've got stuff in my Netflix queue, the list, whatever, that's been on there for years. Yeah. Like since they started streaming video on Netflix website, it's been sitting there and I've just never watched it. So yeah, it's once again first world problems, right?
Yeah, I get to the point where I was like, I really don't want to watch that right now, or like, okay, yeah, like I watch my aliens and my UFO shit, and my all that shit.
And instead you go watch fucking The Office or some show, Seinfeld, that you've watched 100 times. You just end up watching that instead of all this other new cool shit you could watch.
Yeah.
You just end up watching this crap over and over again.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as, we were talking about streaming services, Sam Rainey's horror anthology, his series, 50 States of Fright. This was actually, it was announced some time ago. I want to say it was back in April, several months ago, that Roku had actually picked up all of Quibi's, is it Quibi's? It was announced.
Like Quibi. I think it was what it was called. Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite a bit ago. But yeah, so 50 States of Fright. It's basically a horror anthology with tales basically from all 50 states. So the existing episodes are actually going to premiere October 15th on the Roku channel. And then Roku will be releasing weekly horror content on their Freak Out Fridays. Basically, just um, trying to basically get traffic into their Roku channel. Myself, I'm not a huge Roku channel fan because I don't like ads.
Yeah. Well,
You know,
I can get past it if it's something like I really want to watch and I don't feel like paying for it. I can suffer, you know. But yeah, if it's something like I really want to watch and I don't mind paying for it, then yeah, I'd rather watch it another way.
yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
most.
Like the thing about ads, man. Like like you'll be in the middle of watching a series or a show or something, and then it'll say ad 1 of 6. Oh fuck.
Yeah,
I can I can go, get gas in the truck and then come back and the ad still won't be done.
you should just. The name of this episode should just be First World Problems. Honestly, it should be scrolling across.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want to
yeah.
watch an ad.
But yeah, man. So yeah, that's pretty much all the headlines. I think we've got some fan experiences going.
Yeah, we were able to cobble together some that are going on now. This
Mhm.
first one is not actually a convention, right? This is called House of Horrors, a Prime Video pop-up shop in West
Yeah,
Hollywood, California, and that's throughout the month of October.
yeah, that's actually it's going on in like West Hollywood, like you said. It's if you're or if you're going to be in the LA area. Um, so that's going on all of October 1st through November 1st. It's going to have show inspired costume displays from all of I say all of it's basically the Amazon originals. I think it's The Voyeurs, Black as Night, which premieres October 1st, and then Madres, which I'm probably saying that wrong, but premieres October 8th. There's going to be some prizes and spooky surprises.
Whatever the hell spooky surprises are.
I don't know what that means either, but yeah, it could be anything. But yeah, it is open daily, 10 to 6, all throughout October 1st through November 1st. But it's Monday through Saturday. I think I'm sorry, 10 to 6 Monday through Saturday, and 11 to 7 on Sunday. That looks to be pretty cool. That Prime Video. I don't know if they've done a October event.
Yeah,
live.
they always get the cool random type of stuff like that out west. So that would be cool to bring something like that a little closer to us out here on the old East Coast, or at least in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, right?
Yeah. That's home for us. But yeah, it's but there is another. Well, I guess you'd call it an event.
Yeah, an event. It's not a convention. We have a couple of those, but this one is an event, I would assume, right?
Oh, as far as the Amazon, or are you talking about the next one?
The next one, the Long Island Monster Gallery.
Yeah, Long Island Monster Gallery. That's actually it says Long Island Monster Gallery. Mineola, New York, is where the GPS will lead you. But it opened on September 18th. It runs through Halloween. You can go to longislandmonstergallery.com. They also have you can follow them on Facebook, Instagram. Basically, what they have is Long Island. Life-size monster replicas. You think about Dracula, Frankenstein. They've got Freddy Krueger. They got the Crypt Keeper, Critters. And just so much more than that. But they're only open on weekends up until Halloween. So even though it opened on September 18th, they're only open on weekends. Up until that time. So.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
That sounds like it'd be something right up Professor Smoke's alley.
Yeah, pretty much.
He'd be all about that.
He's he's into the old wax museums. Not saying that's what. Well, that's kind of. I don't know if they're made of wax.
It kind of sounds like that, but yeah, I guess it could be different forms or whatever. But we got a couple of conventions going on this weekend. That's Friday through Sunday, October 1st through the 3rd. Phantasm Orlando 2021, of course, in Orlando, Florida. Guests include Richard Brake, Jeff Daniel Phillips, Tom Atkins, Nick Castle, James Jude Courtney, Bai Ling, Pancho Moller. I'm assuming that's how you say his name. Will Sandon and PJ Souls. I'm sure there's plenty of others, right?
Yeah, there's tons more. That's just what we could list.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
a reasonable
so-
amount.
yeah, yeah. Nick Castle, I think, was the original Michael Myers, and James Jude Courtney plays Michael Myers in Halloween Kills.
I've noticed with a lot of these.
So.
I've noticed with a lot of these conventions since we started talking about these every week. Those kind of it seems like they kind of go together. You know, like, well, here's the original guy that played Michael Myers. Now, you know, you got the newer guy.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm sure they do like photo ops together and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
What is that? Phantasmorlando.net for tickets and information on that one.
Yeah.
And
stomping grounds, man.
Yeah, that's right. You went to a Full Sail down there. So
yeah,
you were all over that.
Yeah.
Fright Night Film Fest 2021 in Jeffersontown, Kentucky. That's the same deal, October 1st to the 3rd. Guests there include Tyler Main, Danielle Harris, Carl Tybalt, Damian Leone, David Howard Thornton, Ginger Lynn, Zach Galligan, Andre Gower, Robbie Kiger. I'm telling you, like, it really does seem like, you know, it's the same kind of like 40 to 50 people that are at these conventions every weekend that we talk about, you know, generally speaking. It's a lot of the same, you know, crew of people that, you know, go from weekend to weekend at these things. And a lot of these names we've mentioned in, you know, past episodes, but this one looks like cosplay, panels, exhibitors, vendors, you know, all the usual stuff you see at conventions. And that, for info on that one, is frightnightfilmfest.com. So that is in Jeffersontown, Kentucky, where, you know, I'm not sure how big a town that is, or if it's near a bigger city or anything like that. I don't know the geography of it, but if you're in that area, go check that out this weekend. So you got two big ones in Kentucky and Florida this weekend. The box office report from this past weekend, which is September 24th to the 26th. I'll run down the top 10. Number 10, Love Story in its first week. Number 9, Paw Patrol the movie. That's Will's favorite. You know, it's too bad he's not here to talk about it.
Yeah.
Number 8, Cop Shop. Number 7, Malignant in its third week made $1.5 million for a total of $12.2 million. Well, I just can't wait till we get to that episode, man. That's going to be a good one. Number 6, Jungle Cruise. Number 5, Cry Macho. That's the new Clint Eastwood film in its second week. Number 4, Candyman made $2.5 million this past weekend for a total of $56.8 million in its fifth week. So that's, you know, it's done well. Number 3, Free Guy. Number 2 in its first week, Dear Evan Hansen. Haven't heard a thing about that. Like I said, that's a debut weekend, made $7.4 million. And number 1, once again in the box office for the fourth straight week, I believe. Yeah, fourth straight week, because it's been out 4 weeks and it's been number 1 every week. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings made another slightly over $13 million for a total of $196.2 million. That's got to be close, if not breaking, like the pandemic era record as far as box office. Man, it's got to be. So that's that. That's the box office report from this past weekend. New releases coming up this week. We've got this Friday in theaters, so that is October 1st. The big release this weekend is Venom: Let There Be Carnage, the sequel to Venom, you know, which came out 2 or 3 years ago, whatever. Yeah. That's coming out Friday in theaters. This Friday on video on demand, you can check out While We Sleep and Witch Hunt. And also on Friday, there's 2 movies being released on Amazon, Bingo Hell and Black as Night. And then next Tuesday, October 5th, we've got on video on demand, you've got The Night House. And then on DVD and video on demand, you've got The Mutation. And coming out on DVD, and I'm assuming Blu-ray as well, Fried Berry, The Amityville Moon, Night of the Animated Dead. And then I just mentioned The Mutation. So those all release next Tuesday, the 5th. And then we've got some horror anniversary dates. The first one, which one's the first one you got there queued up?
Anthony Hines on September 30th, 2013. Producer, writer, Anthony Hines passed away. So Yeah, just want to, kind of keep their memories alive.
Keep the spirit alive, so to speak.
Yeah.
When we run across these birthdays and these death anniversary dates, we just kind of like to throw it out there. But the next one is actually a birthday, right? Yep.
Yeah, it's Clive Barker, a good friend of the show. We appreciate him calling in.
Oh, which show were you doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Definitely. No.
You have to go over to Patreon to hear the conversation we have.
Yeah, it's on Patreon. That's right.
Yeah. The only place you can listen to that.
Yeah, but no, October 5th, 1952, and that actually let's see, my dad is 4 days older than him, which I did not know. So still pretty cool for him to call in.
And one more to mention, it's actually a death anniversary.
Unfortunately, Roy Ward Baker, director, he was 105 when he passed away, October 5th, 2010. Can you imagine being 105?
No.
Good Lord.
No, I can't. And if I do, let's hope I'm in good health if I can make it that far.
Yeah. Like I'm
slow agony.
Yeah, I'm crispity, crackety, crunchity right now. Yeah, man. But
so I guess that's it for this week's Deadline Horror News. So like we said, go ahead and throw it there on the screen one last time, all the info where they can find us in various ways. There you see patreon.com/AA Spookshow, at AA Spookshow on Twitter, Instagram, Slasher, of course on Facebook, which that's not there, but it's fairly obvious that we would have a Facebook page. Most people do. And of course, right here on the YouTube channel, live at least throughout the month of October. We'll do these live on Wednesday nights. Otherwise, they'll be there every Thursday like usual. And of course, don't forget the most important part. Every Monday, 6 p.m. East, a new episode of the podcast drops. So for Donnie, of course, and for Will and the Professor Smoke, who couldn't be here this week, I'm Josh. We are the All-American Spookshow Podcast, and we will talk to you next time.
See you guys.